So I think it's definitely time to address some elephants in the room. Let's get into it, guys.
It's Black Lounge Entertainment, and the time is right with T-Pre.
Yeah, I really think it's time for all of us to kind of address some elephants in the room. Shout out to all the content creators last night who went live. It was D. Durrell, Germ on the board, and some other people, Brown Sugar Baby, Shakim Ra, and some other people who went live and kind of discussed this matter, or at least had some topics surrounding it. And I wanted to address all of these elephants. It seems like there's a few of them. The women kind of the sector, a lot of the women of the sector kind of went to bed a little bit later because Brown Sugar Baby was live till about 4 a.m. or so. And we were all kind of listening in and just kind of talking back and forth and politicking. And I've really enjoyed that conversation. So I appreciate you ladies and the men who also were there at the conversation. But let's go ahead and just start to address some of this stuff. And shout out to Flacco, shout out to Ghost, all the people that I had a conversation with yesterday on Darrell's panel. One of the things that I wanted to bring up, and also shout out to Shakim, because this kind of ties into the issue that Shakim and I had at one time. But that's my bro. You know, we've kind of gotten over some things and we understand some stuff about each other. But I wanted to make this clear in order to help people understand why I stand where I do in certain things. Now, Shakim and I had fallen out at some point, and both of us may have a different opinion of why we fell out. But my opinion of it was I felt like I was being put in a position to choose between him and Flacco, and I didn't want to do that. I like both content creators. I enjoy their content. I enjoy going to both channels and commenting and you know going back and forth with them. And I don't want to have to choose between one or the other because they are not getting along. Okay. And I feel like that's important to take that stance and to do that across the board. And I appreciate now that Shakim and I and Flacco, we all have an understanding of that. And nobody no longer, looks sideways when you might see me comment on the other person's channel or something like that. Nobody's doing that anymore. And there's a reason for that. It's because we let time go by and we began to understand each other and also understand that it is not our job to police the other one. Okay. If especially if you're kind of more closer to one content creator than the other one, you might give them a little bit more advice than you give the other one. Well, I've kind of fallen back from that. I'm not, if I'm going to give advice, I'm going to give it across the board or just not give it at all. And I think I have that right, and everybody has that right. So last night, we were having a discussion about, and shout out to Corey. We were having a discussion about Corey and some of the situations that he's been going through with his family. And also the only one and how she's been contacting authorities and not the proper authorities, but contacting CPS and all this stuff to try to make their life a living hell. And, it was a story around how Corey was allegedly stalking this woman's son. And this is the reason why she's calling CPS. Here's the thing. Okay. First of all, if I feel like my child is in danger, if I feel like my child is being stalked by somebody, by an adult, I'm not going to call CPS on that person. I'm going to make sure the police get involved. Okay. Now, people say, well, I wouldn't call the cops. I wouldn't call the cops. I would. Yeah. You know what? That's because you don't call the cops. Like I don't personally call the cops. Okay. Unless it was an absolute dire emergency, I'm not calling the cops. But for somebody who would call CPS, you would definitely call the cops. Okay. So I'm not understanding why you're using CPS as a weapon, because that's what it looks like. It looks like you're using CPS as a weapon against these people, as opposed to just calling the police if you feel like there's really a crime being committed. Because what could CPS really do, for a crime that's being committed against your child? Okay. I mean, the police would be the ones that you'd want to involve. And eventually, at some point, this agency is going to get the police involved if they keep getting false reports on this situation. I know here in Delaware, if you keep filing false reports on somebody, you can be charged. Okay. So, I don't know what the story is there, but I'm, yeah, it's a lot of agencies are like that. So just so you guys know that. But ultimately, it is not people's job. Okay. People can support or not support who they choose to on YouTube. If they don't want to support somebody or do want to support somebody, they can do that. We're not the YouTube police where we got to run around. And if I tell you something, now I got to go and tell this person something too. What type of shit is that? Nobody has time for that, number one. Number two, just because you have watched a channel or you are tuned into somebody's content doesn't mean everybody in the sector is tuned into that. There seems to be this idea that because this is such a small sector, that everybody watches everybody's content. First of all, everybody doesn't. I don't tune into everybody's channel, okay? Sometimes I might tune in if I'm directed to a video that they've made, or I'm directed to a particular part of that video that they've made. I might do that. But I'm not sitting there watching everybody's videos. I'm just letting y'all know. Just like everybody doesn't watch mine, okay? And it's acceptable. It's understandable. Everybody's not watching everybody. Everybody doesn't know what everybody is doing. So everybody needs to stop assuming that just because you have viewed something or you have watched something, that everybody else watched it too, and everybody else knew what was going on too. That's not the case, y'all. Okay. And there's no way you can know that, because there's no way that you can be in everybody's chat at every single time, every time they go live, to know who's watching what, who's in the clouds, who doesn't know what, who knows what, or anything. So therefore, if people want to form an opinion about somebody on YouTube, people form opinions about me. Okay. And I don't care, because they have the right to do that. I'm getting online. I'm putting it out there that I'm online. I'm reading tarot cards, this and this and this. People have the right to interpret that the way that they choose. I'm not about to lose my mind, lose my marbles because somebody calls me Miss Cleo today, or somebody got a problem with me reading tarot cards, or somebody got a problem with this, or somebody got a problem. Who gives a fuck? Honestly, people who believe in me, believe in tarot, believe in what I'm saying, they are the ones that's going to tune in, and they are the ones I'm talking to. Okay? The ones who don't believe it, the ones who don't agree, the ones who have a problem with it, okay, you have that right. Kick rocks. Literally. That's how I feel. I mean, it's not that I have a problem with you. It's not that, I don't want you to tune in, or, or any of that. You are entitled to your feelings. You are entitled to how you feel about a situation, and you do not have to agree with me. Like, period. You don't. Okay? So, yes, you are absolutely entitled to your opinion. You can form an opinion, and you can talk about that opinion all day long. It is not anybody else's job to police you on your feelings, including me. If this is how you feel, so be it. Now, what you're not going to do is come all in my comment section talking trash and doing this and doing that and bringing down the vibe of my channel. You're not going to do that. You can go anywhere else and say whatever you want, talk about whatever you want. That is your right and your choice. Okay? So I said all that to get back to this. Again, people are entitled to support or not support who they choose. Okay? Just because you have watched something on somebody's channel and you agree with that person and what they've said does not mean everybody else has to come into and to conform to what you believe and what you are saying. If this is how you feel, so be it. Okay? Now let's address Binary after we talked about that. Because Binary is still addressing this. He still wants to talk about this situation. He still wants to gaslight the women in this sector for feeling the way that they choose to feel after what he said. Okay? Now I could see if Binary was not speaking. Binary wasn't the one who put these horrible words out here in the universe for everybody to hear. Okay? but Binary told us this story. JJ didn't tell the story. Bombay didn't tell the story. T-Pre didn't tell the story. Brown Sugar Baby didn't tell the story. Nobody told this story but Binary. So Binary, once he put this information out in the universe and put this information out on the elements, he left it open for interpretation for anybody that hears the story. So if I tell you a story, and then I tell the person next to you, you tell the person next to you the same story, and then that person next to them, they tell them the same story. By the time it gets to the end of that line, the story done changed like 15 different times. And that's based off of the interpretation of the people that are hearing the story. So if you don't want your story to be interpreted by other people in a way that is separate from what you believe, then your best bet is to not tell the story at all. Literally, your best bet is to keep your mouth shut and not tell the story. Because once you put the story out, now everybody who is listening to the story has the right to make their decision and come to an understanding of that story based off of the words you said. People are going to take a story about groping women different in different ways. Men might take it one way. A young man who's 19 or 20 might take it another way that a 50-year-old man would take it. A 50-year-old man might take it different than a 30-year-old woman would take it. Well, a single mother would take it. A single mother might take it different than a single father would take it. Do you understand? Nobody is going to interpret the story the same exact way. So we don't have the right to gaslight people for saying, oh, he's a predator. Okay? Because that's what he put out there. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If I did not know that Binary's a troll, I would think he's a predator. Okay? Just based off of the story he told. And quite honestly, I'm not 100% sure, that he's not a predator because I don't know him. Yes, I know that he trolls. I know that he tries to, pull on people's emotions and different things like that. I know that he tries to get under people's skin. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have deviance, because if he didn't, he wouldn't even, that conversation, in my mind, that conversation would have never came up. That story would have never been told, okay? That's what I interpret this as, and I have the right to do that. You know why? Because you told me the story, dummy. Like, if you didn't want me to interpret it, if you didn't want me to think that you are a predator, you should not have told me a predatory story. Bottom line. And that's whose fault? That is your fault. That's not nobody else's fault in this sector. You could throw out all the black women references that you want to throw out. You could talk all the trash about all the black women in the sector, bonnet wearing women, and this, everything you say about it doesn't matter. It's not changing what you said and what you did and your choices in that matter. So that's all I got to say. I mean, about that. I'm sorry. You are not getting ready to sit here and keep gaslighting all the women because of your choices and because of what you said. And everybody is not going to go around policing this person and policing that person. And, well, you feel like this about this person, but we're not doing that, y'all. We are grown and we have the right to say and feel what we want to. And ain't nobody getting ready to hold over my head, oh, I support you, so therefore you need to say and do what I say do. No, bro. That's not how that goes. Not for T-Pre, and probably not for anybody else. At the end of the day, I am going to form an opinion and choose, and I'm going to continue to form opinions based off of what I see in a situation. And that's just that. Nobody got to like that. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and check out the comments before I end the show. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all being in here. I see Anthony. You said shout out to the chat. Knowledge TV. Ashe. I see you. Hello, living life to the fullest. I appreciate you coming in. What's up? Keeping it plain. Appreciate you being in here today. HM. What's up, my member? I appreciate you, HM, for coming in. And we on lock, my brother. I appreciate you as well, bro. Hey, Miss Sparkle, how are you? I appreciate you today. Craig Beats, what's going on? Who else is in here? Jennifer T. Oh God. Somebody listen, honey. You all right for now. But you got one time to say some stupid shit, and I promise you will get blocked in here because I don't play that. I don't care about your feelings about that. I don't care. You better ask somebody. T-Pre will block your ass. So don't talk that ish-up in here. Yeah, I appreciate y'all all coming in. Nova Real Show, what's up, bro? I appreciate you and Vici. I appreciate you too. Guys, tomorrow I will be live for y'all weekly Oracle reading. I'm also going to do a 7 p.m. Special reading for a particular person. Not going to mention their name. The members will know during the reading who that is. And you will see. Okay, so it's a great reading that we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of fun, during the members only. And if you guys don't know how to join, just hit that join button, which is right next to the subscribe. Also hit that notification bell so you guys know exactly when I do go live and when the members only lives come out too, because that comes out in notification that I have to put up directly. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I did not want to be long. I just wanted to address some of these elephants in the room because I'm just really, feel like it's important for us to have our own mindset. We do not have to have the same mindset. We do not all have to think the same way. We do not all have to agree with each other on every single thing. I'm sorry. We do not have to do that. You have the right to feel the way you want to feel about a content creator, as I do. Okay. And nobody is about to police me around these streets telling me who I can support and who I can't and what I can say and what I can't. I can see if I'm making up something about somebody. Like literally, I could see if the women of the sector were just reaching and making up a situation about Binary. But they are literally taking what Binary said, okay? And they are interpreting what he said based off of his words. Nobody is making nothing up. Nobody's adding nothing. Yeah, the whole thing about the child, I don't necessarily agree with that either. But at the same time, it was open to interpretation when he told that story. You understand? I mean, somebody in their right mind would think if you're a predator towards women, it is possible that you could be a predator towards children. It's not out of the ordinary, y'all. It's not impossible. So we're not going to pretend that this can't happen. Okay? I mean, yes, this can happen. And one of the things that Carrie Ann brought up, shout out to Carrie Ann, because, a lot of times Carrie Ann will have me thinking. Sometimes, she'll have me thinking outside the box. Sometimes I'll be thinking a certain way, and then I'll listen to her side of it. And I'm like, you know what, girl? You damn right. You are right. Okay? A lot of times in our community, we tend to brush things like that under the rug because it is so painful. It is so painful to accept the fact that somebody within our community could do something so horrible like this, that now we try to find ways to forgive them. We try to find ways to get over it. And, guys, maybe we shouldn't throw the whole person away and this whole, that kind of story. And I said the same thing. I agreed with that with JJ, but Carrie Ann is so damn right, y'all. We have got to stop ignoring stuff like this happening in our community. We have to stop. And it starts with stuff like YouTube, even though it seems like it's a small little thing. And no, it starts with stuff like this. We have to change our mindset when it comes to dealing with predators in our community, whether it's against women, whether it's against children, it doesn't matter. And there is no difference in the word predator and creep. I don't know why we're trying to play word salad with that, okay? But at the end of the day, the words are the same, okay? Predator, creep, all of it is the same. You can be a predator towards grown women, and you could be a predator towards children. You can also be a predator towards men, okay? Like there's no differences because of the age group, okay? Predator, creep, all the damn same. And we're not going to sit here and play word salad and pretend for the sake of Binary and his feelings, okay? If he did not want his feelings crushed, if he did not want us talking about this, then he should not have told us that story. And he did not tell us that story, y'all, for it to be a teaching moment for us. He was literally laughing, joking, kikiing throughout the entire story. So let's stop it. Let's cut the cat. Carrie Ann is absolutely right. We need to stop sitting here pretending that this is the kind of stuff that this kind of stuff doesn't exist in our community, and that we don't need to be gatekeepers in our community, and really stop stuff like this and really open it up and really talk about it and really put it out there. You might be saving somebody's life doing that, talking about it, putting it out there, reporting things. So let's stop being afraid of stuff like that. Real things, though. Not using it as weapons, but real situations. So, all right, y'all. I just wanted to talk to y'all about that, and just get kind of that off my chest and really just move forward from this. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And thank you for watching. What's up to Speakeasy? I really appreciate you tuning in as well. And that song, Binary or Thinary, yeah, y'all need to go check out the Speakeasy too, y'all. He got a new song out, and I really, really appreciate that song. That was really funny. You said, Craig Beach, you said, also a predator doesn't have to be anything about sexual. That's absolutely right, Craig Beach. It could be mental, emotional. It could be all kinds of stuff. But we have to stop pretending that these things are not happening in our community. We have to stop pretending that we don't notice this stuff, okay? When that we have to, don't do this to this black man. Black men could be predators too, okay? Let's just keep it a bean, y'all. Let's just keep it a bean. Hey, Tiff P, I appreciate you tuning in too, sis. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I know I keep saying I'm going to get out of here, but I really am going to get out of here. I will talk to y'all later, and thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Thank you for watching.